Okay, how about now? Here. Can you hear me now? Ah! Boom! All right. Killed it again. Gone again. Went out. Went out. No audio. But we do now. So let's start over. Rewind. Hello and welcome. Sing a song. Anna, you know me way too well to know that I cannot sing. Not at all. Not even a Monday. Nope. I'd like to thank Amy for my gray shirt. Woohoo! All right. Okay, we're working. Game on. Okay, so welcome. We'll start over here. Thanks for putting up with this, you guys. This is our Q&A. We do this every Tuesday at noon Central here on our YouTube channel. If you missed Monday, we're kind of not quite a repeat, but we do a lot of the same information. Mondays are Q&A on our Facebook page, so if you're following us there, you can catch it. It's at 4 p.m. Central. So either way, ask your questions in the chat. Go ahead and put your questions in there. Put your city and state. We'll be able to tell you what we have available out of your location. And yeah, let's get started. I already wasted 8 minutes trying to figure out the audio, right? I don't know what I did. I don't change it because I don't want to screw it up, but I guess that doesn't matter. I'll get it. All right, so first off, a reminder from the safety department. We're talking backing. This is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. And so this week we're focusing on backing and avoid backing whenever possible because of the distractions that could happen. So as a reminder, when you're out on the road, if you're going into a shipper or receiver, even if you're going into, you're parking for the night, maybe you're at a truck stop, do your very best to find a location that you don't have to back into or back out of, either one, that you can just kind of pull right through. And that'll make it a little easier for you. A couple ways to prevent yourself from parking lot mishaps is just pulling straight into the parking spot so that you can pull away once you're done. So there you have it. Get out and look. If you can get a spotter, awesome. Can't always get a spotter, and I understand that, and don't rely only on the spotter, but do remember that you've got that option available to you. All right, and also as a reminder to answer some of the questions that I saw in the Facebook group for those who were wondering, just trying to know a little bit of the difference between our A and B services. Now, we are very thorough in our services, so they can be timely. That's one of the reasons that we're opening up the Des Moines shop, is to kind of get you in and out in a timely manner without having to get you to Fort Dodge. Want to keep you en route as much as possible. And then we've got more hands on deck there in the Des Moines shop. Now, it's not quite open yet, so once it is, we'll give you more detail. But for the location, we do try to avoid 14th Street. We'll give you the directions when you're headed that direction. Your dispatcher will send you the routing, just so that you know. So when you're from I-35 or I-80 there, you're going to take exit 136. You're going to go north on Northeast 14th Street to Northeast 51st Avenue. And then from there, you're going to go east on Northeast 51st Avenue. There you go. And then go to Northeast 15th Street. That way we can avoid the 14th. Go north to Northeast 15th Street, and then you'll see the drop lot there. It is the old Volvo dealer location, so I'll give you an idea there. And the shop's going to be on the west side of the street. But again, you'll have those directions, that routing available to you once you're getting dispatched that direction to take care of any A or B service or whatever maintenance you need done. Tim says his only distraction is falling on the snow. Yeah, he's in a little snowy weather. Yesterday, I got to tell you, I thought this was quite funny. So while we were on our Facebook Live yesterday, I had back and forth weather from snowstorm, like black and just really cloudy, dark gray skies, and then pure white snow coming across, and then it'd be so sunny and shiny, and all the snow would melt, and then it'd go back to the really cloudy skies. So it did that about 2 to 3 times just in our Facebook page or Facebook Live, and I thought that was funny. And of course, when I got done, the sky was blue. I was going to say green. The sky was blue again. It was absolutely beautiful for about 5 minutes. And then it stormed again. So I don't know. It is Montana. You don't even have to wait 10 minutes. All right. So the A and B services. So the APM, the A service, it's it's greasing the chassis, checking all the fluids, checking really everything on the shop checklist. So you can figure about 4 hours, because it's about half the time of a B service, because the BPM, the B service, is a full-on, the full checklist. We do it all. They'll go through all of it. You figure a good 8 hours for downtime when you're getting the full service. I know that's frustrating sometimes because you want to get in and out of the shop. You don't want to have that downtime. But we are preventing, this is all preventive maintenance for the most part, we are preventing you from being broke down on the side of the road or having issues when you're out on the road. We're trying to prevent all of that, keep up on the maintenance, and keep you guys rolling so that you don't have that downtime. Now, if you're doing an A service out on the road and there are some issues, we'll try and get those taken care of. Usually try to get those taken care of internally to cut down on some of that shop time as well. So just be aware of it. It could affect your time, but that's part of the reason why we have the Des Moines shop coming open, is to get you in and out at a little bit better time frame. We do know about how long it's going to take to get one of those services done, but obviously you can only do so many in our Fort Dodge shop. When we've got trucks coming through 80, there'd be a lot easier in that Des Moines to kind of get you in and get you out a little bit faster. So that's why we've got that coming open. Should be seeing some convenience for you. Much better. Did you see it too, Amy? I think Amy was in the middle of a baseball game when all that weather was coming. All right. So also today, a little bit of details. The Decker Des Moines shop, like I said, it is now, or it is officially now open. We haven't done like a grand opening or anything, but it is open to you. We've got people going in and out of there, and we'll get more details to those who are actually headed there. But the address is 5325 Northeast 14th Street. And again, we're trying to do a little avoiding of that 14th as much as possible. It's going to be open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Those are our current hours. They could be changing. We've got a little bit of waiting area upstairs. We've got TV, vending machines, lounge area for you, and of course the shop. So it's set up pretty comfortably, but so we're just continuing to do our best to make it easier for you guys and get in and out of. So yeah, I just wanted to pass that along. Amy says baseball practice was great. Clear skies and not warm. And not warm. That's how it is, isn't it? Um, okay, so I do want to kind of note there seems to be some confusion with the $1,000 minimum guaranteed pay and how that works. So for our drivers who are on this pay plan, we'd like to provide you with a little bit of that information. So if you haven't already received the Inside the Triangle newsletter from us, then make sure that you go and check that out. It should be in your email. The $1,000 is a week is the minimum guaranteed pay. So it's $1,000 gross. It's not your take home. The reason we can't really figure your take home because everybody is a little bit different. Whether you're in one state versus the other, what one state taxes versus another state taxes, what you are putting into your 401k, because remember we have a 30% match on the 401k. Some people are contributing to multiple insurances versus others who might not even choose to take advantage of any of the insurances. So there's just way too many variables. One person might claim 0, one person could claim 7. So too many variables to do it as a net. This is a gross pay, but remember that safety net, that $1,000 is a safety net. So it's not what we expect you to make on a regular basis. We're actually expecting you to make more than that on a weekly basis. This is just kind of a, hey, weather got in the way. That was something that I couldn't control. We don't have necessarily a weather alert pay, or I don't even know what you would call that. But we don't have that. However, the $1,000 guaranteed minimum does take the place of that pretty darn well. Of course, we have breakdown, we have detention, layover. So we have those others in place, but weather is kind of built under the umbrella of this guaranteed pay. So that being said, you should probably be looking at about $1,300 to $1,500 for most of you on that $1,000 guaranteed. You're probably going to be looking at about $1,300 to $1,500 on average for gross. Again, my numbers I'm giving you are gross because net there's just too many variables and everybody's going to be a little bit different. That doesn't mean that we can't have a one-on-one and talk, okay, so what are you claiming? Let's kind of ballpark this for you so you know what your numbers are. But, if in that case, you just reach out to us. You can either get a hold of your driver manager, you can get a hold of the recruiting department. The recruiting department telephone number is right here, 888-668-0698. And that way we can kind of just walk you through it, make sure that you have a good understanding. But also remember that the decker pay that we pay per diem. So on your settlement each week, you'll see the combination of your taxable income. And then you'll also see the non-taxable income. So like I said, if you have any questions, reach out to your DM, reach out to Darren, reach out to Jason, Gerard. Any of them can help walk you through the breakdown of it. So to clear up a money mess if you have questions on it. One thing I do want to clarify is your per diem is based off of the miles that you run. So if you've got, I'm not great at math, so I usually use a calculator, but say you've ran 2,500 miles for the week. And in that case, you're looking at $250 that goes towards your per diem. And then the rest of it, if you're at 50 cents a mile, then the other 40 cents is going to be taxable income. Now, if you, for some reason, didn't meet or didn't go over and beyond that $1,000 minimum pay, you'll have that $250 that is going to be non-taxable, and the rest is going to be taxed. So if you do end up getting the $1,000 minimum pay, just know that of the miles, if you ran 2,500 miles for the week, $250 will not be, what would I say? If you ran 2,500 miles for the week, I think I said 250, but if you ran 2,500 miles for the week, then $250 will not be taxed. That's the non-taxable income, or in this case, the per diem. So hopefully that makes sense to you. If you have questions on it, feel free. I'll walk you through it. We'll do a case by case. We'll do a couple of different scenarios. For our current drivers, we'll grab what you did for the last couple of weeks for miles, and we'll walk through it. Like I said, if you have any questions, we just don't want any confusion on it. It's there. It's a safety net for you, but ultimately you're getting the per diem and you're getting the pay per mile, and that should exceed the $1,000 anyway. So now, and of course, we have other divisions as well. We have the refrigerated guaranteed pay of $12.50 for those of you who live along I-80 between Lincoln, Nebraska, and Gary, Indiana, Minneapolis area, Albert Lee, Minnesota to Chicago on I-90, Kansas City. Those are all encompassed in the $12.50 guaranteed pay. So again, that's going to be a little bit different. You're still getting the per diem on the miles that you run. 10 cents per mile is per diem. So you're calculating it on how much of your pay is taxed is based off of how many miles that you run. I guess that's probably the easiest way to say it, and I probably should have led with that. So the number of miles that you run, 10 cents per diem is on every mile. So there you go. Why didn't I start with that? Anna, how come you didn't tell me to clear that up? All right. I do want to also say a huge shout out and thank you to all of you who supported the driver support teams. So last week, the recruiting department, the training and orientation department were recognized for their contribution to our drivers and helping on the back end. And so we just appreciate all the kind words and the thought that went into that. So thank you guys so much for that. Yes, teamwork is the strength. Teamwork is the dream work, depending on who you're talking to. But thank you guys for all those kind words. We also have the road check coming up in, today's the 19th, in 2 weeks. We have the May 5th, 6th, and 7th is the CVSA's road check, the safety first, of course. So with that, I believe they're going to be focusing on lights mainly. So check your brake lights, make sure that all of those are working, that your reflectors are all where they're supposed to be. And remember, for every clean, violation-free inspection, you get an extra $50 for that. So I know some of you guys rack it up a little bit during that time and get a little bit extra funds coming your way. So that's always nice as well. And also a reminder to those of you out on the road who've been asking about the vaccinations. Several people have already got vaccinated. I know that Walmart and Walgreens have been pretty handy for a lot of our drivers to get those arrangements. If you need help making those arrangements, please reach out to our HR department. So extension 2315, if you're having any troubles finding vaccination locations or whatever, for those who have gotten one shot and you need your second one, maybe you've got it out at Walgreens and you need to go back and get it. It doesn't have to be the same Walgreens, which is actually very handy. Same goes for Walmart. If you got it at Walmart, you can go to a different Walmart in a different location, because so many of you guys are traveling all over and not necessarily on a dedicated route. They have made it easier for you to get your second vaccinations if need be. So just stay safe, but if you need help, reach out to our HR department. That's what they're there for, is to help you out and make sure that you're getting the information and support you need when you need it. Again, that's extension 2315. And huge shout out to our Driver of the Month winners for March. Actually, we've got the numbers there. Can't wait to talk about the numbers next week for the bonuses as well. But for a Driver of the Month, for those who earned that title, your name goes into the running for Driver of the Year. Remember, Driver of the Year gets $3,000 per, like each division has a winner, receives a $3,000, plus from the top drivers of the year, so those drivers of the year, one for each division, we will choose the grand champion. And Tony Vasquez out of our Bessemer, Alabama Flatbed terminal, he was the winner this year. He was a Driver of the Year for the terminal for the last 3 years, and he's been given the title Grand Champion and a $15,000 check to go right along with it. So for Driver of the Month, you get a $100 Walmart gift card. You also get a $50 gift card to our Decker store, where you can get all kinds of goodies. Lauren Durham is our winner for our Western Division. Ben Eby, our Midwest Refrigerated Division. Cindy and Todd Hopes won the title for our Teams Division. Our Midwest Flatbed was Greg Narcisco, and Southern Flatbed, Kevin McGee, and our owner-operator lease purchase, Nicola McClendon. So congratulations to all of those who won the title of Driver of the Month for March. We did have a couple of runner-ups for some of the divisions. They won a $50 Walmart gift card and a gift from the Decker store that Steph will be sending out to them as well. So Mark Kogel, Barry Vandiver, James Lewis. Who else do we have? Robert Skiles, also a nominee for the Driver of the Month. So that means if you're a nominee, you still have the opportunity to gain the title of Driver of the Month for one of these. So excellent. Amy says, as long as you have your card, you can get the shots just about anywhere. Thankfully, yeah, that's a huge plus. Oh, she also said, I just missed this. CVS and Albertson in Missoula also have them. I've been done for my first shot for some time. Good deal. All right. Ryek 007. I love saying 007 every time you hop on here. Stopped by Walmart just to do my 30-minute in rural Missouri and ended up getting my vaccine without an appointment. No problem. Awesome, which is fantastic because I know a lot of you guys are on time crunches and you like to get in, like to get out, don't want to be wasting your time if you don't have to. So that's fantastic. Good deal. All right, cool. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate that input on there. All right, am I missing anything? I think we pretty much covered all of the little reminders that I had for you. All right, I'm totally going to dive in. I've been excited about this. Last Friday, we were presented in the recruiting department with a new opportunity. This is a dedicated position for fresh meat. So it is running for a couple of different customers, but it is at fresh meat packing plants mostly out of Iowa. So Storm Lake, Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa, Dakota City, Iowa, and Madison, Nebraska, Columbus Junction, Iowa, and Eagle Grove. So those are the main locations for this dedicated fresh meat refrigerated position. So basically what you're doing is you're going to be, for the most part, running out and back on a load. And it's a Monday, it's Monday through Friday-ish. So if you're, and the reason I say ish is you could be on a load that delivers early on Saturday morning. And if that's the case, you'll be coming back out on you'll be coming back out on Monday instead of Sunday. So if you deliver on Friday, then you'll be going back out on the road for Sunday for a really early morning delivery for Monday morning. If you're coming in or coming home on a Saturday after a delivery, then you're going to be going back out on Monday morning for Monday morning or possibly Tuesday delivery. So that's how that works. If you have questions, reach out to the recruiting department. We'll give you more details on that. 888-668-0698. So most of the delivery areas, like I already told you where the plants are, most of the delivery areas are in Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Iowa, of course, and the Nebraska area. So those are the majority of the states that you'll be running in. You could be running a little bit out, you could be going into Minnesota, possibly Michigan, but for the most part, those 5 states are your main running areas. If you live, actually, let me bring you up a map here. If you live, if you guys can see this, on the east side or on the Illinois side of the hiring area, so I was going to draw a picture, but you can't see my mouse. If you live on basically this green area of the map that you see here on the screen, then you'll be coming. Basically, you'll be going to pick up something from the Chicago area. It'll deliver somewhere in Iowa, and then you'll pick up another load that goes back east towards the Illinois area. You're going to be getting home on a weekly basis, like I said, probably getting home on a Friday or Saturday. However, those of you who are in this pink area, more in the Iowa neck of the woods, you do have the possibility of maybe getting home 2 or 3 times a week, but it is a possibility. We don't guarantee you home multiple times a week. We do guarantee you home weekly. We just know that with those plants, if you're living right close to one of those plants, odds of getting home more often are obviously more common. And it could just be for a 10-hour break. It could be just running through the house. It could be different every single week. But you are guaranteed home weekly. So any questions on that, like I said, please feel free to reach out to us. But it's an out and back type scenario. If you're on the Illinois side, you'll head to Chicago first before you head to Iowa to get the load. And then that load will bring you out back towards the Illinois area. So, excellent. All right, so better yet, what I haven't mentioned is what the pay is. So the pay per mile is, yes, based off of your experience. However, you are guaranteed a $1,500 a week minimum. So you have $1,500 a week guaranteed and home weekly. Not too shabby of a balance, I don't think. Amy says they still get snow, so nope, not moving there. Yeah, I'm with you. Miss some warm weather and the sunshine. So absolutely, that's where you're at. $1,500 home weekly. I think we pretty much handled all that. You know the equipment that you're getting. It's 579 Peterbilt. It's possibly a 730, 760 Volvo, maybe a Freightliner Cascadia Evolution. But most of our trucks are the 579 Pete's. Yes, they have APUs and inverters, refrigerators, bunk heaters, CB units. Those are the Cobra. We have a combination. I think, Tim, you were telling me yesterday we have the 25 and what was the other one? 15? Oh, off the top of my head, I can't remember what I said. The 25 LTD and the 29 Classic. That's what it is. I had to cheat. I had to look it up. But anyways, we have the CB units. We have the navigation, which is part of the GeoTab unit that's in the truck. That's our ELD system, as well as our navigation. And it's also how you get your paperwork in. So you can either use the TransFlow app on the GeoTab, or you can use the TransFlow app on your phone to get your paperwork in every single week. And speaking of every single week, we do require that you get it in by Sunday each week in order to qualify for the guaranteed pay. The guaranteed pay is, like I said at the beginning, that's the minimum pay that you can make on a weekly basis. But obviously, we've got some criteria for that. You got to be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals, no service claims, no driver service claims, which means if you pick up a load and it's late because the customer was late, that doesn't fall back on you. However, if you didn't manage your time well and you were late for a delivery, then that would fall back on you. So no load refusals, be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No driver service claims, no CSA violations, and no preventable accidents for that week. So it's a week-by-week basis. And then the final one is, yes, get your paperwork in by what time? Get your paperwork in by Sunday at 10 p.m. in order to get paid Friday for it. So that's always a reminder. If you guys have questions on the qualifications, they're pretty basic, but you can give us a call at 888-668-0698. For this dedicated position, this refrigerated dedicated position that we're talking about, you still qualify for the $5,000 plus quarterly accelerated bonus. That's the sign-on bonus. You'll get paid $1,250 each quarter. Plus, if you run over 25,000 miles for the quarter, you're going to get an extra 5 cents a mile on all those miles. Now, that being said, I really don't know, because this is a brand new account. I don't know how high your miles will be on a month-to-month or even weekly basis. But that's why we have that guaranteed pay of $1,500 each week. So keep that in mind. But don't forget, we also have the Smart Drive and the Scorecard bonus that's available to you guys, which is another 5 cents a mile that you can add on. So that'll be over and above. Thank you. Let's see. That's right, Amy. Thanks. So yeah, that's what the sign-on bonus is. If you have more questions on that, reach out to us. We'll give you more details. But that's available to those of you who are interested in this fresh meat dedicated as well. Cool beans? All right. So like I said, those of you who run over 25,000 for the quarter get that extra 5 cents a mile. In order to qualify for the 5,000, the mileage is not part of the 5,000 sign-on bonus. The mileage is over and above. So the 25,000 gets you over and above that 5,000, $12.50 each quarter. However, the mileage does come into account on your scorecard, which is your monthly bonus. So keep it in mind then. But it's not over the board. And you'll see next week during our live how achievable these bonuses really are. And I cannot wait to talk about them because we've got some exciting numbers to give you guys. So, yeah, give us a holler if you guys are looking for a job and you're looking for a great company to work for with superior equipment, great pay, and benefits as well. Check it out at 888-668-0698. Amy. So yeah, all details on that. Now that's not the only thing that has changed here in the last week or so. We've got a couple of more opportunities. For those of you who are running over-the-road flatbed, that we've been getting a lot of calls for those in the Washington and Oregon area. We've got a new opportunity for you. So yes, you can still be part of the Bessemer over-the-road division. It's our coast-to-coast division. However, if you live on I-5 from the Oregon-California border up to Seattle along I-5, like all the way along I-5 there, or within 30 miles of it at least, then you could qualify for, or at least within the hiring area, for our flatbed division. That would put you out about 2 to 3 weeks. You're mostly running 11 Western. Doesn't mean that you wouldn't get over to the Midwest every now and then, but for the most part, it's an 11 Western run. So more of a regional. And you're going to get the pay per mile based off of your experience. We require 9 months of tractor trailer experience for flatbed. 6 months of those have to be flatbed experience. So you do need to have some flatbed experience. And we pay anywhere from 50 to 60 cents per mile to start off with, again, based off experience. You're guaranteed at least $1,000 a week, and you're probably looking more about the $1,300 to $1,500 a week for gross. Remember, the numbers I'm giving you are gross income because I don't know what you're paying in taxes. I don't know what you claim and all that good stuff, so that all kind of goes into account. Yes. Like Amy said, if you guys have a question on what we have available out of your area, please put your zip code. So I saw in there, Afshan, you were saying just looking for a job. Why don't you go ahead and put your zip code in there? We'll be able to tell you what we have available out of your area as well. So city and state, helpful. You do need to make sure that you have a valid Class A CDL, some of those qualifications. So a valid Class A CDL, need a minimum of 5 months of tractor trailer experience for our van and refrigerated divisions, a minimum of 9 months of experience for our flatbed, and remember, at least 6 months of those 9 months must be in the flatbed division, or must be flatbed experience. So yes, Afshan, go, please put your zip code in there. We'll be able to see if we can't help you out there, all right? Excellent. And let me know what division you're looking for as well, so we can give you those details. All right, so we talked about the flatbed out of both Washington and Oregon. Yes, we can get you home about every 2 to 3 weeks. We figure for every 7 days you're out, it's a day and a half home time. So you've got a good home time balance, guaranteed of at least $1,000 a week. But again, with your rate of pay, if you are an experienced driver, obviously it's going to be quite easy for you to get over that $1,000 on a week, each week. Same qualifications for that guaranteed pay. Now, if you are looking for weekly home time and you live in areas of the Southeast, we've opened up a few other options for you. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my screen here. That's not what I wanted. That's my Fort Dodge. Wait for it. I wanted to bring up my Southeast Weekly. There we go. Okay, so a couple of different options here for you. We've opened up additional home time options, weekly home time options. Let me rephrase that. So what you're seeing is really everything that's highlighted in yellow. And along I-20 there, basically a 30-mile radius on each side of I-20. Same for, in this image, a 65 and 20, 30-mile radius of both. Then you'd be eligible for the home weekly option in our Southern Flatbed. So that means that you'd be running a lot of Southeast and a lot of Midwest. So Southeast and Midwest. All of this yellow, Birmingham, Montgomery, Atlanta, up into the North Carolina area, basically west of I-95 in North Carolina, that can get you home on a weekly basis as well. So additional options for you. Check it out, see what you have to say. Again, minimum requirement, 6 months of flatbed experience, 9 months total lease. Undercover. I'd show up for orientation, but I've been working for the post office for 15 years. Just watch these videos. Oh, that's reassuring. At least just don't watch it when you're driving, right? Puts you to sleep. All right. I guess it can't be too bad. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out to one of the recruiters at 888-668-0698 for more details on those specific positions. But as you can see, if you live in the Nashville, Tennessee area, if you live in Chattanooga, Tennessee area, and I'm talking, usually when I'm saying area, I'm thinking a 50-mile radius of Chattanooga, 50-mile radius of Nashville. That can get you home on a weekly basis, so for our flatbed division. Also, out of both of those areas, mostly Nashville, Memphis, Jackson, Mississippi, we can get you home on a weekly basis, not only for flatbed, but also for refrigerated, so you can get more details on that as well. Ryak 007, still waiting for home time to open up in the southeast areas. You just mentioned, except I'm only refrigerated. Some days I still believe Decker will open those areas up in the reefer. Now, refrigerated, we do have a couple of options available for home weekly in the southeast. It runs both the southeast and the Midwest. If you live from, okay, let me see if I can draw my picture here. Actually, speaking of, I've got an image here for you. There. That right there. So, Ryak, if you live from Jackson, Mississippi, over to the Atlanta area in Georgia, if you live up to Nashville, pretty much everything that you see there in yellow, that can get you home on a weekly basis in our refrigerated division. So there you have it. Gives you some options. Is that where you're located at? Any of that? Say yes, and then I solved that question. I solved your problem if you're within that area. If not, then I'm still working on it. Hopefully we can help you out. For those of you who are wondering how to apply, like I said, please contact one of the recruiters so you can talk with them about the position, get more details on orientation and what our steps are there, more specifically for you based off of where you're coming out of. Right, it says, so close, I'm looking for Western North Carolina. Ooh, so not yet. I'll be willing to carpool 100 miles or so in a personal vehicle. We aren't there yet. So the closest I have would be Tennessee or more of the Atlanta area. Let's see this. Yeah, Tennessee, maybe Athens area. Still a chunk away from you. All right. Western North Carolina. Not yet. Well, we'll keep working on that. We've been including more and more, so we'll keep seeing what we can get for you. One of these days we'll get your direction, huh? You guys can also apply online at drivedecker.com. Putting in a full application will give us, as a recruiter, a good idea of what we can work with and what we can't. I should probably give you those details of some of the qualifying questions so that you know before you even apply. Like I said, with experience, a minimum of 5 months of tractor trailer experience if you're looking for our dry van divisions or a refrigerated division. divisions, or for our flatbed, at least 9 months of experience, where 6 months of that has to be flatbed. So no less than 6 months has to be flatbed. Literally every single time I come on, he says, on time I go and pick up the same place in Spartansburg, South Carolina. But I guess we don't have enough loads out of there yet to commit to dedicated. Not yet. Nope, but we, as we do better, the customers are granting us even more. So some of our newer customers that have looking for possibly more of a dedicated. Honestly, we try to stay away from a lot of dedicated, because if something happened where the loads, because I've seen this before, where we'll get a dedicated position and be promised a certain amount, and then maybe that customer can't produce that much or as much as they expected, and then that leaves our drivers with fewer miles, not being able to hold up our promise to them, because maybe a customer didn't hold up their end to the promise. So we don't want to be in the position where we are dropping the ball because we're not able to hold up our end of the bargain because maybe a customer wasn't able to hold up theirs. And with so much of the pandemic having affected a lot of areas, that could happen. And so we don't want to do that. That's why we stay away from a lot of these dedicated. And usually when it's a dedicated, it's one customer. However, with this fresh meat dedicated position that we have up in the Midwest, it isn't just one customer. So we're not relying on just one customer for that dedicated freight. So, and that's why that works. Cool? All right, but yeah, good question on that, or good comment on that. You made me think of something else, but then of course I forgot. Oh, the qualifications. That's where I was going with that. So other qualifications for those of you who are looking to hire on, or at least apply through drivejacker.com, go to the upper right-hand corner. It says apply now. I know it sounds obvious, but you overlook it because you just aren't paying attention to it. So you go to apply now, click on that. That'll get you the full application. Now, that being said, if you have a major moving violation in the last 3 years, we'll have to wait to move forward. So all major moving violations, like using a mobile device, or not having a hands-free device, or following too close, 15 over, a speeding ticket, careless, reckless, erratic lane change. All of those are considered excessive or major moving violations. If you have a 5 or 10 over moving violation, speeding ticket, we can work with that. We can work with minor tickets such as those way tickets, as many as 2 in the last 12 months, 3 in the last 3 years, no more than that. So we can't have a little bit of leeway, but the major moving violations, those have to be at least 3 years old. Now, same type of scenario when it comes to the DOT recordable accidents. If you have a preventable DOT recordable accident on your record within the last 3 years, we'll have to wait to move forward. But if you have maybe a backing incident or a turning accident, then where it's not a DOT recordable, so nobody was towed, nobody was injured, there's no fatalities, you weren't ticketed, all the things that would deem whether or not it was DOT recordable, then you would be fine to move forward, as long as, even if it was within the last 3 years. Now, if you had 4 of those or 5 of those, we can't work with that in a 3-year period. We can work with as many as 2 minor incidents, like some companies will consider driving over landscaping at a customer an incident, or backing into or hitting one of those little yellow, the parking lot blocks, those cement blocks. That's a minor incident. So we can work with things like that in the last 3 years, but again, there's a maximum that we can work with. And if you have more than 2 in the last 12 months, we wouldn't be able to help you. If you have more than 3 in the last 3 years, we'd have to wait till some of those fall off. So, did I miss the comment there? Sorry if I did. And you do have to have a Class A CDL. That was for you, Amy. So far. So yeah, you do have to have a valid Class A CDL, 5 months experience for van or refrigerated. So that brings me to the next thing. It's our van. So if you're looking for home weekly and you live in the Midwest, we have a couple of different options. We have, if you guys can see this, maybe I should blow this up just a little bit easier for you to see. Sound effects, right? All right, so you can see that if you live in the Chicago area, up to from Morris, Aurora, over to Chicago, along from Gary, all the way along to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and then up north to Ashley, and then south to Bluffton. Those areas, a 50-mile radius of Fort Wayne or Chicago or whatever, but a 30-mile radius of the interstate there, so 90. You're looking at, Plymouth, 30-mile radius of there. That's going to get you home on a weekly basis in our dry van division. So our dry van division pays the same as our refrigerated division. A little bit different running lanes because you're running, for the most part, the Midwest as well as some of the Southeast, but most of it's going to be the Midwest and getting home on a weekly basis. Now, if you live in another part of our hiring area so here is our Des Moines, a little bit, let me zoom in here for you. So if you live in the Fort Dodge area, in the Des Moines area, Lincoln to Omaha, that's again another option for you for weekly home time. And then we've got, how about I just show you the right part of this map here. There we go. St. Joseph, Kansas City. We've got weekly home time there as well. So St. Joe, Missouri, or Kansas City, Missouri, we can get you home. If you're living in a 50-mile radius of them, there you'll be good to go for the weekly home time. Again, that guarantees you at least $1,000 a week. Start you anywhere from 48 to 58 cents a mile to start. You do get a penny raise after 90 days and on your anniversary, and then until you hit the cap. When the cap currently is at 60 cents per mile, but that doesn't include any of the bonuses, because the bonuses, whether you're in refrigerated or flatbed or van, then you can get another 5 cents a mile per month on your bonuses, not including your sign-on bonus accelerated part. So you've got your sign-on bonus, you've got the accelerated part of your sign-on bonus, you have your scorecard, which is 4 cents a mile possible for a company driver, and your smart drive bonus, which is monthly as well, which is another penny per mile. So between the scorecard and the smart drive, that's another 5 cents a mile total on all the miles that you get. So that's over and above the pay that I'm quoting you, which is between 48 to 58 cents a mile to start with. Now, 10 cents of that is per diem, so you're not taxed on 10 cents a mile. And yes, you're guaranteed at least $1,000 a week. But like I said before, that's just kind of a safety net. So if that's something you're interested in, you'll want to apply right here, right there, drivedecker.com, or call us at 888-668-0698 for more details on that. Also, for some of the hiring criteria, any DUIs, DWIs, those have to be at least 5 years old if you're in a commercial vehicle when you received it, 3 years if it was in a personal vehicle. But that has to be at least, and you do need to have a recent driving experience, like I said before, for the 5 months for van or flatbed, or van or refrigerated, and 9 months total for flatbed, 6 of which are flatbed. Now, if you're looking for the over-the-road van, I kind of hinted at this a little bit when we were talking about the Southeast, but if you live in the Atlanta area, if you live in Athens, Spartanburg, South Carolina, we can get you home or Augusta, not Athens, but if you live in Augusta, Spartanburg, Atlanta, we can get you home every 2 to 3 weeks. Again, same rate of pay per mile. However, if you live in the Hartwell area, we can get you home on a weekly basis. So in the Southeast, the exception to our out 2 weeks at a time for our dry van division is the Hartwell area. We'll give you a good opportunity there. Again, 888-668-0698 for more details on that and getting more details on it. Now, we also have a couple of different positions. I've kind of updated you on a lot of the hiring areas for our Southern Flatbed and our now Northwest Flatbed opportunities. Our Midwest Flatbed has a lot of options as well, whether you're looking for home weekly, home multiple times throughout the week, or over the road where you're out 2 to 3 weeks at a time. So we do have some options in the Midwest Flatbed division. I'll bring up that map that I brought up just a little bit earlier for the flatbed. So this is bring this up to you so you can see it a little bit better. This one here is our Fort Dodge flatbed that can get you $14.50 a week. There you are, $14.50 a week. Or excuse me, this is our Fort Dodge flatbed, $1,000 a week. Let me get you straight here. And then we have our short haul, which is also $1,000 a week for those in the Sioux City area, Omaha, Des Moines, Fort Dodge, Albert Lee, really up into Milwaukee here. So that's our short haul there. And then of course, the $14.50 that I was referring to just a minute ago. Let me see if I can get this bigger so you can see it. Nope. Try one more time. Sometimes dragging. There we go. Okay, so if you live anywhere from Mason City to Des Moines, over to Iowa City, back down to St. Louis, Missouri, over to Louisville, up to Columbus, up to Toledo. Now, the reason that you don't see Chicago in this area is because we pay $1,700 guaranteed pay for the Chicago area, and you're pretty much just running the Chicagoland for the most part. Some Milwaukee, back some, South Bend, of course, down to Lafayette. So Illinois, Indiana, some Wisconsin, some Iowa, for the most part. That's $1,700 a week. This one here, the $14.50 that you're seeing here in yellow, $14.50. In both cases, it is home weekly. In both cases, so coming on like a Friday night or a Saturday morning, and then leaving back out either Sunday night or Monday morning. I know. I try. Yeah, handwriting is a little difficult on the screen like that. Plus, I'm a left-handed person, and my mouse is on my right. So that's really rough for me, Aim. And then, again, that short haul that Amy was making fun of my handwriting. Fort Dodge, Des Moines, Omaha, Sioux City. There you have it. All right, any other questions for some of those hiring areas that we currently have available for you? I talked a little bit about the refrigerated division out of Missoula, Montana, which is our coast-to-coast division. You have that option. If you live in the Midwest, you have the option. You have the option if you live down in the Southeast and want to run coast-to-coast. That's definitely an option for you. In some of those areas that we do hire refrigerated in the Southeast, you just remember that instead of getting home on a weekly basis, you'd be looking at about 2 to 3 weeks out at a time if you're preferring to run coast-to-coast. Where you're, like I said, out 2 to 3. So for every 7 days you're out, it's a day and a half home time. If you live in areas of Washington, Oregon, Utah, Reno, or Las Vegas, Nevada, areas of Montana, in the Cheyenne, Wyoming area, where else? Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. If you live in the Denver, Colorado area, just figure we can help you out in our over-the-road refrigerated division as well at 888-668-0698. Amy says, I'm in your world. I'm still semi-limited with the right. Yeah, but that's on a normal basis. Yours is because of an injury. Oh, funny. All right, any other questions on the positions that we were talking about today? If not, then I'll let you be. Amy says, but I almost fully closed. Yes, your incision. So Amy has had PT and shoulder surgery, so she's healing. A little excited for that last PT appointment. I don't blame you. Not at all. Not at all. So if you have more questions, the best thing to do is if you're watching the replay, please go ahead. Feel free to put it in the chat then or the comments where you're located, what your questions are. I'll be answering those as well. Otherwise, please reach out to us directly with 888-668-0698. Follow us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/DTL Inc., and we'll be able to answer your questions there in Messenger or even in the comments, and we can kind of give you all the details there as well. But calling us will get you a lot of your information as quick as can be. Also, check out the rest of our YouTube videos because we've got a ton of information on there. We'll be coming out here shortly with some of these updated positions and the availability there. So we'll be talking a little bit about that here shortly. So you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me today for our Q&A. And again, if you have more questions, please reach out to us and make sure that you subscribe so that when we go live or when we download or upload a video, you'll be able to be one of the first to see it. So hit the subscribe button, click the bell so you'll be notified. And I guess I will see you next week, next Tuesday here on our YouTube at noon Central. If you're joining us on Facebook, 4 p.m. Central on our Facebook channel. Thanks, you guys. Amy and Anna, thank you as well. Pup's not happy.